In this video, I will show you how you can create a local Git repository in Visual Studio Code and link it to a remote repository in Azure Repos. I already created an AL extension, and to add this extension to a local repository, you need to click the third icon, which is the source control section. There we can click the blue Initialize Repository button. And as you can see, it discovered 6 untracked files. So files that are not added in the Git repository yet, but are available in my working directory. Now first I'm going to add the app file to the git ignore file by right-clicking. Then I'm going to change the git ignore file and change it to ignore all the app files by using the star.app. Okay, let's save it. And then I'm also going to add the lance.json to the git ignore file. Next, I will stage my changes, so they will be added to the staging area, and then I can commit my changes with a commit message. Voila. Then let's go into Azure DevOps, where I already have a project with a repository, and as you can see, the repository is still empty. Now, because we already have a local repository, we opt for the second option, and we will push to an existing repository to the remote repository. I need to copy the link from the remote repository. Voila. And then I can go back into Visual Studio Code, press F1, and can select Git add remote. I have to add a remote name. I can use origin, and then I will paste the URL. Okay. Now you can see at the bottom that there's now a cloud icon indicating that we are linked to a remote repository. Now we can click this icon, which will publish our local master branch, which is our active branch, to the remote repository. If that's finished, you will see a synchronization icon at the bottom. Okay. Now let's go back into Azure DevOps and let's refresh our page, and you can see in a moment that all the files are added. Okay, so let's modify a file. We're going to modify it directly in this remote repository. So we're actually simulating that another user has pushed its changes into the remote one. So let's commit them. And now let's go back into Visual Studio Code, press F1 and select Git fetch. And now you will see that it will automatically detect that there's one incoming change. Okay, so we're one behind. Let's click the 3 dots in the menu and select pull to retrieve the changes. Okay, if we now look at the hello world file, you can see that the changes are now pulled from the remote repository. Let's add a new file, so colors.al, which will be an enum of colors. So use the enum, give it a name colors, and then I will put this into green. Copy the values like this, and then change it into 1, and then into 2 for the third option. Then change this to yellow, and then let's change this to blue. Okay. Now go back into the source control, stage the changes, add a commit message, like added colors, and commit the change. Okay. Now you can see at the bottom that there's one outgoing change. So this means that we are one commit ahead of the remote repository. You can click this icon, and this will perform a sync. And sync is actually going to do a pull first and then automatically a push. So let's click OK. It's synchronizing. Okay, back in Azure DevOps, let's refresh the page, and then you will see that the file is added as well.